So we come to the end of the Digital Me MOOC. This is Unit 6, our last unit, and we've been looking at fostering a positive digital reputation. Now, some people on the course have actually said, and they've said it in the forums, I actually don't wish to create a digital presence. And of course that is their choice. But it is important to remember that they may have a digital presence which wasn't created by them. So even if you've decided not to create a presence for yourself, it's really important to check online to see who else has made reference to you and what else is out there about you. But for the rest of us who've decided that we are going to have a presence online that we make have some control of, then we need to be remembering who our audience will be. It could be our friends, it could be our family, it could be potential employers, or it could be a wider public, because at some stage we may find ourselves in a position of public responsibility, whether that's an elected role or an unelected role, but somewhere where we're accountable to the public and people will want to know about us. We've discussed the e-portfolio as one of the ways of presenting ourselves digitally to the world, and I know there's been some discussion on the forum where people have been sharing experiences of using the e-portfolio tool within this platform, within Canvas, and that's one of many that are available to you. We did look at the work of Professor Helen Barrett. Now, she probably would suggest that rather than use a bespoke e-portfolio tool, we should consider using the free tools that are already out there and in the world. Social media tools, for example, such as YouTube, possibly blogging, and other sites that we can link together. If we're thinking about the promotion of our digital identity, what are we doing to actually disseminate the fact that we're online? Are we linking our existing footprints? Because we have more than one footprint, don't we? Are we linking our YouTube channel to our Voki channel, to our blog, to our Facebook? Are we choosing not to link some things in? And are we, for example, placing our blog address in our email signatures? All of these things are available to us, and ultimately it's about personal choice. It's about my identity and your identity, and how I manage mine and how you choose to manage yours. I've really enjoyed looking at the examples that have been posted in the forum. I look forward to more. Do feel free to make useful comments to your colleagues about their digital profiles. Do it in a helpful and a constructive way, but do acknowledge the work that people have done there, please. I want to acknowledge the work of my colleagues. It's been great to work on this MOOC with both Jeff Rebeck and with Paula Shaw, and they're both going to contribute to this wind-up video now. And first of all, we're going to pass over to Jeff, who is going to give his thoughts on the preservation of a digital reputation once it's created, and the protection of a digital reputation. So, over to you, Jeff.
We've made a very big play in this unit and in the previous one about the importance of looking after your digital reputation, and with very good reason as well. We can manage and control our digital identity very well indeed. It's what we want it to be. But of course our digital reputation is what others perceive it to be, and it's what they receive. It's the message receivers, if you like, and they not only make what they will of what they get from you, but of course they then decide how they're going to respond to you, and your future life chances, certainly in your personal and private life as well as in your professional and commercial life, will be very much dependent upon how well you're able to look after that notion of digital reputation. Remember that a reputation can take a long time in order to culture and develop it, and take only a matter of seconds for it to be utterly destroyed. So it's a very precious thing and well worth looking after. So how do we do this? I think there are two particular ways we should do it. And the first is remembering that golden rule that we talked about in Unit 4, which is that we should never put anything on the web that we may, in our future lives, or indeed in the lives of our future generations, live to regret it or to feel embarrassed about it. Because what goes on the web generally stays there, and it can come back at any point to haunt us. So that's the negative one out of the way, but there are some very positive things you can do as well. And remember that in Unit 4 we said that the internet is actually a meeting of ideas as well as a meeting, or indeed instead of a meeting of people, because there's no physical connection, particularly so in those people that we don't know, who are interacting with the ideas that we put out there. So it's important that in any dealings that we make with people and any responses that we make to people, remember validity and reliability of anything that we share out there, so that what we put out is of good quality. But in responding to others, we avoid personal attack, what's known as the ad hominem attack, and keep well away from that. But make sure that everything that we do is positive in building up that discussion about ideas as we go about our business on the web. So always acknowledge what's good in other people's ideas. Start with that, and it's important to say what you think is of value in those things, but then go on to talk about how you might be able to refine that information, how you can provide extra detail about the argument that's been given in order to reinforce what's good about that idea. You may be able to suggest alternative sources of information that provides better illustration of the point that's being made, or indeed an alternative source of information that broadens the discussion around that idea as well. And it's also possible that anything that is posted up there you can respond to by talking about how it can be adapted or applied to other situations, so that you broaden the debate or discussion around those ideas. In every case, making sure that what we do is positive and supportive and develops what's on the web rather than closes or shuts it down. That way, we will be seen as people who have something important to say and something worth considering. I very much enjoyed following this MOOC again, and certainly my involvement particularly around Unit 4. And I wish you all very well in your future online lives and in nurturing and looking after your digital reputation.
Thanks, Jeff. Now, Paula Shaw, the academic manager for the course, is going to give her reflections on how the course has gone and to offer some consideration of possible next steps.
So what can we say about being successful using online learning? Well, you get out of it what you put in it. Spending time interacting with others on the forum really does give you a chance to test out your own ideas and also learn from other people's perspectives. And what have been the key messages from this course? Well, fantastic participation from so many people from all over the world. The forum traffic has been so rich, but the weekly reflections have really shown how much thinking has gone into the course. I can see that many people really have given some serious thought to the two key elements of this course, namely, how can you learn effectively online, and why is it so important that you manage your digital footprint and see yourself as others see you online. But how can you put all this information and knowledge into practice? Well, first of all, think about what you've learnt online and your digital identity, and then seize any opportunity that comes along for further learning. Why don't you try out some of the informal learning, like TED Talks or open courseware or other MOOCs from all over the world in other languages, so even try out your language skills. Here at the University of Derby, we're pleased to be at the forefront of online learning, and we offer a range of other MOOCs which you can still continue to practice your identity and feel comfortable in the environment, but later try short courses which can be CPD certified and support your working environment, all the way through to fully online degrees, which mean that you can earn while you learn, but you've already tested out the environment, so you feel comfortable. So why don't you just come and join us?
So we really do come to the end now of this 6th unit in the Digital Me course. I've already expressed my thanks to Paula and Jeff for their contribution to the MOOC over the last 6 weeks. There's a lot of people in the back room at the University of Derby Online who've made things happen. I want to have a big thanks to them. But the real stars of this show have been you out there, contributing to the forums, making your own posts, making comments on each other's, and generally creating that huge buzz of activity which was the Digital Me MOOC.